telling you the reasons why we are here, and then came the crux of the matter. Dr. Pandya, Akshay Bhai, and Dr. Lipi, they gave you an outline of how training center and state training center interacts with medical colleges, and how the roles of both the parties in this AP union is ever expanding. A time was when institute was known as some state institute somewhere in Ahmedabad, and those who go for training will know something about it, come back, and it will all be absorbed in the whirlpool of medical college activities. Now we have been able to put it on a different pedestal for last 2 to 3 years, and all of you have been very healthy partners in development of and strengthening of public health in general and health service and health systems in particular. I am also reminded of the efforts put in by WHO in strengthening health system and developing health systems. It was an online effort few years back, and most of you perhaps must have missed it, but it provided the opportunity to the faculties to give their pearls of wisdom and actionable points, and based on that the health system development as a document came, and based on that document Government of India developed a department, and I am happy to say that Professor Sanjeev Kumar was one of the leading light and director of that activity for some years. And for developing countries, and as they say LMIC and middle income group countries, different issues are raised with reference to health system development. The other reason why it was necessary, because we shifted from MDGs to SDGs. Now MDG and SDG may not be very familiar words for administrators sitting here, but the only difference which I want to highlight between MDG and SDG is that in the SDGs it is expected that we become self-sufficient and independent in all the public health care aspects of the country, and this is an effort toward that. So the economics of it also now becomes very important for us. With this in the background, I will start with one Yoga Sutra of Bhagavan Patanjali, Heyam Dukkha Anagatam, which means to prevent the miseries which are likely to befall on us. Heyam Dukkha Anagatam, those pains or miseries which have not come as yet. To prevent that, what we do is yoga. And similarly, our coming on to the common platform with an extended role of medical colleges towards improving and sustaining quality public health care is, to me, Heyam Dukkha Anagatam. Next, please. This background has been explained to you, and your kit contains the appropriate what we call GR and the extended role or expectations of the service and systems from medical college faculties of various departments. All the details are there in your kit, and the previous version came when we started off. So I am fully aware of what it was few years back and what all additionalities have gone in, and further to that I must mention here, Professor Kadri, that the state has now developed a resource center at the state level which is supported by some of the senior faculties from various departments, and I am pleased to note that he is physically here and he is from my specialty. He is now also looking after the research component and operational research and repeated requests must have come to all the deans and professors from his office as well. So this is how we are trying to learn from you, find a common ground and expand. Next please. This again has been dealt with by Akshay Bhai and Chandresh Bhai, but the focus is on horizontal integration at all levels. When a letter comes, one assistant professor will rush into the field activity, will come back, will write a report, it will go to appropriate directorate, and then nothing is heard of. Those days are gone. Now actionable reports from the institute go, and you definitely get to know what actions have been taken, what improvements are possible, and if nothing could be done in a particular area, geographic area or the area of activity, then you will also get to know the reasons why. So that's how we are trying to improve day by day. Then our responsibility as teachers is towards undergraduate students and interns. And the preamble of this GR as well as preamble of Medical Council of India clearly states that they need to be taught and trained in such a way that they are readily available for a quality driven primary health care of this country. Now towards that end, under the able guidance and supervision, we want to involve more and more the internee doctors, and their regular postings of 15 days and everything has been identified, so I will not go into the micro planning and detailing of it. You have that ready with you and you have been practicing it as either the head of the institute or as head of the department. You know it well. But that is expected to lead to better quality outcome of primary health care. Then we need supportive supervision and monitoring by experts and as third party. Although we are looking forward to common grounds, common platform, eye-to-eye contact like what we had at LSE recently, but in a different manner, in a very friendly manner we want it, because there is no LSE, there is a common platform. And so we from medical college, if I change my hat now, can help the system through the Teaching and Training Institute to become the third party experts to support the ongoing activities, monitor and suggest qualitative changes for further improvement. That is our role. And as we are expanding the public health, as we are expanding the teaching and training, we are also expanding the infrastructure and facilities for medical education. And so thereby we are adding medical colleges, and we have done so very rapidly in last few years. And I was surprised even because I did not know the exact number when I came here. Now I am told that we have 29 medical colleges. So involvement of these new colleges as technical partners in strengthening the health system is also an added responsibility. Just a few minutes back I was talking to one of my friends who is heading the department in one of the private colleges, and we were talking about this and similar participation, which you will see in much larger number tomorrow. And here also I am identifying my friends from various private colleges as our partners. Next please. The areas of integration, teaching, training and learning. Whenever I read this, I am reminded of one thing, that Rajneeshji believed that nothing can be taught and everything can be learnt. Now if you go by this aphorism, as I would say, then the teaching effort has to take into primarily consideration the ways in which we do it, the training, and the need and the process of learning. And who else is better qualified than all of you, the medical teachers who are looking after the medical education and teaching technology. So with your help, we go ahead in improving the quality of training and quality of thereby the learning and process of learning. Then the next, which I mentioned in a hurry in the introduction, is that we are interested in partnership of implementation and research. And let me assure you, RNTCP was the only program for last several years which had a specific provision for operational research. And I have been greatly benefited as a faculty member because of those OR activities at the state level, at the zonal level, and at the national level. The same very concept, I was waiting for it to come for our RCH activities and other public health activities, and now I am very happy to be here sharing with you the fact that SHRC is now the nodal agency at the state level looking after research and calling for research. The research request, at least twice I have seen in this 1 year coming from SHRC, requesting for operational research, because it is you who would think differently, try to understand the processes of any activity, taking the simplest example of COVID containment, control, treatment, testing, managing, several issues related to it. But people sitting here are trained and empowered by their education and training to look into it as operational research. And I am happy to share with you that as the member of ethics committee, I am fully aware of what SHRC and Professor Kadri has requested for as OR. I am speaking to some of the HODs as one-on-one, and proposals are coming with reference to COVID, that much I know immediately, and many others are in the pipeline from different colleges. So we want operational research to see that you become part of the solution and not the problem. I also know that we have problems. If I change my hat, I know that HOD, PSM or the dean of an institution has several problems related to mostly HR and their functionality. I am fully aware of it. I was part of that system. I am, in fact, at this point also. So the operational research will give you an opportunity to raise the issues and then be the part of the solution and not the problem alone. So that is our fervent request, that on the common platform you contribute your might and come up with operational research to suggest viable, doable, actionable solutions for various problems which you have identified because of your enhanced skills and knowledge set, right? Then mentoring health and wellness center. Now this is my favorite baby, primarily because I joined SIHFW on day one of this CC in CH. I call it CC in CH, and the people who are educated and trained, they work, they man health and wellness center. And here is the concept where we are talking of health and wellness. So we are getting out of the ivory tower of diseases and management of diseases. We are going out and we are now sensibly, for the first time perhaps, talking about health and wellness. The details are not appropriate for this august body today. So I will not go into the details of health and wellness centers and CC in CH, because all of you are running those courses for the institute. I am fully aware of that. And here the request is that you train your interns and undergraduates for their actual on-site exposure to the workings of health and wellness center. there is some magic number of 30 which requires to be supervised by the Department of PSM along with the team members drawn from pediatrics, gynec, medicine and other relevant departments or sister concerns as I call it. So therein we request your cooperation and participation. Then rapid response team emergency service is well known. I don't need to go into the details of it, but over a period of time, all of you must have, who had the journey with me, must have realized that qualitatively we have improved over a period of time. A time was when we were just going to the site of emergency without much of the background information or any abilities to function for its correction and possible prevention. Now you know that your dean will call the team maybe 6 to 8 hours in advance, give you time to prepare for it and do what is required to be done, report and get feedback on it. Everything is now happening. VIP visits and the details, generally it is left to the medical superintendent, but at the institution level you must be collaborating with him and supporting the VVIP visits as well. Then another area which is introduced recently, and given the issues related to HR, we may have some problems if I wear my medical education hat, but what we look forward to is a visiting faculty for district hospitals, sub-district hospitals and CHCs. And in camera I was mentioning it to Director Sir that when our consultants go for such visits, if they don't see for what they are sent there, and if the clinicians don't get to see the tangible outcome, the need of the patients or the number of patients or the clinical activities for which they have gone, then some amount of frustration sets in. So we need to be involved more at the level of district planning and make sure that these visits become really useful, fruitful. Next please. These are the departments involved. The list has been expanded to this, but all of you know that it always started with community medicine, pediatrics and obstetrics and gynecology. And as we improved upon our participations in various national programs and program related trainings and then hand-holding, monitoring, supervision and even changing and updating the curricula for the same, we had the extended involvement of many other departments which are mentioned here. Next please. So we are a training institute and we need a lot of support from institutions which are the temples of medical education in monitoring, mentoring, supportive supervision, and we need a lot of you very regularly as resource person, because it is your knowledge and skill, here we are to translate it into improved, qualitatively improved public health action, and there the partnership is very crucial. Next please. These are the nut bolts. Many of you perhaps must not be knowing the details of DTT or DTC and how the hierarchy operates in the training center from the state to the district level. This is the opportunity for senior members to know exactly how to collaborate and make a difference to people who are working primarily for training. So we need your support and collaboration in DTT and DTC activities related to conducting the training need assessment, making meaning out of it if we have the information, because see, they are public health experts, or if not experts, they have a lot of experience of ground reality of public health practice, and they are at the training center. And if you share your inputs with them, the overall outcome will improve. That is the idea. So you know here, assessment, planning, preparing the training calendar, and based on need assessment, helping them put new ideas into PIP. Because see, there are certain ways of working, and medical teachers are having very limited understanding of how it works. They know how it should, but that how it works generally is not our problem in teaching institutions. So taking it to the district, incorporating it in the PIP, and make it happen. For that, you need their expertise and skill and a collaboration. Next, please. This is already mentioned. We have supervisory checklists. Please believe me that these checklists are updated and contributed to by several faculties from several medical colleges. So when the checklist is given to you by your HOD, received from State Institute, don't look at it as an additional burden or responsibility. It is not. It is created by some of you with a clear understanding of the subject matter. And you have the right to suggest improvements and changes. Next, please. This is the distribution, geographic distribution for the age of administration and functioning. All of you know it is there in the kit. All HODs and the head of the institutions have been adequately informed about it, and they are repeatedly also kept in the loop about this geographic distribution for better smooth functioning. Next, please. Next. Here you can see that we have sought involvement of many other private colleges besides and beyond government colleges and GMERS colleges, and we need them. We need to partner with them for progress and development. Next, please. Next, please. So here I am. Thank you very much. I have been lucky in this institute and have been permitted to wear the hat on either side, and have been trying to be of help on both the sides of the table and be a common ground for a lot of activities that we are doing and we propose to do. Thank you very much.